I remember it was ninth grade. We had just got done with the short football practice early enough to catch the bus, and I hopped on the bus and took a seat next to one of my football buddies. I didn't really have a great practice that day. I had dropped a ton of passes in practice, and I vividly remember my friend on the bus, a good friend of mine, and someone I played football with who was a lot more talented than I had ever been, a lot better at football than I was. And he looked me straight in the eyes on the bus, sitting there next to me, and he said, "Jesse, you suck." Throughout this whole racing journey, I've heard a ton of negativity. In the early stages, people on the internet would write that I'm not gonna make it because I'm not in my early 20s. I haven't won yet. I've had too many DNFs, too many did not finish at a lot of the races, and no experience. I remember before I had my first stock car race, I was frantically on the hunt for sponsorships, and I remember stopping by this restaurant with a really nice motorsports theme to it. And the lady who owned it also had a son who was racing too. And I remember sitting down with her and pitching my sponsorship deck to her, and I could tell she wasn't budging at all. And then she began to tell me and talk to me about how I would never make it in racing because I didn't come from, racing family. I didn't come from money. Pretty much indirectly telling me to give up. 7th grade, I made the B team. 8th grade, made the B team. 9th grade, barely made it on the A team only because I gave a lot more effort than some of the other talented people. I remember in high school, I used to send football tapes to every single good D1 school I could find an address for. For racing, afterwards, I used to email and call 10 to 20 companies a day seeking sponsorship for my racing. I did all of this daily, months, every single day, only to get hung up on, ignored, never getting replies, rejected, and more. So what you guys have to understand is that the world wants to limit you, it wants to conserve you, protect you from disappointment and pain, but it's the pain that's gonna push you to success. Society wants you to build a nice, comfortable, low-risk, one-story house that everyone else always does, but you have the opportunity of a lifetime to go bigger than that. When building a massive, colossal skyscraper, they say that if you want to go super high, the higher you want to go, the deeper you're going to have to dig. But you have to keep taking those punches, and you have to keep showing up. Even if you have nothing else to offer, just take that step again and show up. I remember hearing this quote from someone, and he said, if you keep showing up at the barbershop, eventually you're going to get your hair cut. It's not easy. You're going to feel defeated, helpless. That devil of reality is going to start kicking in. It's going to start beating your butt every single day. You're going to go into this dark, dark place. Places you've never seen. You never felt the pain before like you're going to feel. Disappointment you haven't felt because you're not going to be getting anywhere. You're going to be stuck. I remember hearing this quote one time, and he said, even in the darkest point of the night, the sun will rise. Because of what society says, because of so much self-doubt, we limit ourselves and become what the world wants us to be, who is not who we envisioned ourselves being. But it doesn't have to be like that. I was told getting into NASCAR was impossible at this stage of my life. I was too old for it, but I just made my debut in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. You know why though? Because it finally clicked when one of the most inspirational speakers I've ever heard said something that will stick with me forever. And what he said was, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. So September 2006, after so much hard work when people were watching, when people weren't watching, someone's opinion of me did not become my reality. So after so many rejections, after being ignored so many times, after being overlooked, I finally got my shot. I got recruited over all of the people who made fun of me in high school in 9th grade, who had so much more talent than me. And the night before my first college football game ever on national TV versus Stanford University, I sent a text to my friend, that same friend who just a few years before that had looked me in my face on that bus and said, "Jesse, you suck." And my text said to him, "Watch my college football game tomorrow. I'm playing on TV." And while he sat at home on that Saturday in Texas, and he didn't get recruited, he didn't go play college football, he sat there and he got to watch me live my dream.